What would you say is more degenerate, Forex trading or like actively trying to trade NFTs?
I feel like trading NFTs is fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't even look at trading NFTs as like a trading type of
Depends on
thing.
the blockchain.
I look at it as like I'm moving like most of the time I look at it as I'm moving art. You get me? Like I'm
Yeah, I feel you.
like trading collectible for collectible. Like bro, there's very little
He's
time where I'm
he's
like looking at an
trading
NFT.
culture.
Trading the culture, founder of
Trading the
creativity.
culture, huh?
You know that's what they call me.
Founder of creativity,
That's what they call me
exactly.
in the back alleys, bro.
Yo,
No,
I
I'm
gotta
kidding.
give the backstory as to why this says
Wait,
it.
wait, let him
So,
finish. Let him finish the story. Real quick.
But I was just gonna say, like, I just look at it as like, I very little like do I look at my NFTs and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trade this for like money. You get me? Like, I'm gonna sell it for money. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. All right,
yeah, I
cool,
mean,
cool.
NFTs are like, I was watching this like video on X talking about like this guy was in it's like a movie. And the scene, this guy is like, he's not really like supposed to trade on the trading floor at Wall Street, but then he does trade. And then he just makes the company that he works for or whatever, the firm, like so much money. And this guy was trying to shut him down, but he made all this money, right? That's how I kind of see the whole thing. It's like you have all that opportunity to do that kind of shit.
To dump on people?
Well,
Is that what I got from what you were saying?
no,
Like,
no, no, no,
I
no,
don't know. Like
no,
maybe I
no. So
misinterpreted
like
what you said.
with the NFTs, you have that opportunity to like kind of do that thing where you can kind of like uh
Coming in and
the
making a
guy
bunch of money for like,
yeah, and the guy was like on the phone with the guy like, go give me a buyer right now, because like he bought in at a certain price and was gonna sell, and then couldn't find one. Then he found one, and that buyer paid out them, and they made millions or something
oh
like
yeah,
that.
I mean yeah. Listen, bro, the
Yeah,
NFT market is definitely a retail market, right?
yeah,
It's not like a lot of people had this misconception back in 21 with NFTs that they were like investors. You get me, quote unquote investors on
yeah.
like the brand or like the IP, and it's like in reality you're not really investing in that brand. You don't owe anything in that brand just because you owe their NFTs, right? Like it's more like you're buying a membership into a social club or a social network.
right. You're
And
joining a community.
if you want to get out of that community and make money, you got to find a buyer that's willing to pay more than what you bought into, right? And sometimes that's not up to you to find it, right? Like sometimes like the secondary market already has that marketplace for you, so you just put it up there for whatever price you want to sell it, and as long as there's someone willing to pay that price, it's very much like the real estate market, right? Like there's a saying in real estate that really a house is worth what a buyer is willing to pay for it, right? Like you can look at comparables, you can look at whatever the fuck you want to look at. I can put up my house for sale for $10 million if I wanted to. You get me? Now, is it gonna take 18 years to sell? Probably, but there isn't. There's no way you can tell me for sure that there isn't some crazy ass motherfucker out there that may say like, yeah, fuck it, I'll pay 10 million for the house. You get me?
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
that's like the same way I look at NFTs. As somebody's willing to pay the price that you put it up in secondary, congrats to you. You can make profit. But outside of like being a social club or a social network membership, there's not really much outside of that, right? Like community all falls into like that social network that I'm talking about. And if you wanted to get out of that, the next person buying that just gets the perks and rewards that come with the NFTs that you had. You get me? So like if you sell it on secondary, now the next person that buys it gets all the perks you were getting before. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's not because people don't look at their contracts, and then especially a lot of NFTs that have their quote unquote utility as a burn mechanism, and they basically like when they sell on secondary, the person that buys it back like doesn't have any perks because they already like claimed it. You get me? Like I remember there was a lot of like NFTs projects back in the day that they got a lot of backlash because of that, because people would like claim whatever rewards they were like promised on their holding in NFTs and then put them up for secondary, and then people will buy it on secondary and be like, bro, I can't do shit with this, like they already claimed the reward. And then after that, like after a lot of people started getting backlash with that, they started implementing things like where you could see like on secondary if it had been claimed or not, you get me, all that type of shit. So it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the weird part about it too, like the physical side of it. Like how do you make it like once you redeem the physical side of it, how do you make it still worth it if you are selling something digital? That's always been like a weird thing for me as well with the NFTs,
Well, I think
like
now we're
piecing that
past that.
together.
I think now we're past that. I think now there's way like that's been solved. Like that type of like pain point has been solved already. You get me? And like there's definitely ways where projects can like reset the reward so to make sure that a new holder has it. You get me? Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of things you can implement into contracts now before you deploy them that can solve that issue, in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely a retail market. Like anybody that thinks like, "Ooh, I bought into this NFT and I'm an investor in Yuga Labs," you know, it's like, no, you're
Yo,
not.
I
No, you're
would,
not.
I
No, you're
loved
not.
when we would be on Twitter and people would be like, "Oh yeah, when retail comes," I'd be like, "Bro, we are retail,
When retail
Yeah,
comes,
dumbass
it's like,
motherfucker."
we
bro,
literally
what's
are
what's been
retail.
happening for the last 6 years?
Yeah,
Like, what
they're
the
like,
fuck?
"Oh
Like,
man, when retail comes back in, we're gonna make so much money." And it's just like, what do you mean when retail comes back in? Like, what do you think this is, motherfucker?
You know the equivalent of
for real.
that in the XRP community is when the volume comes back. Like you guys keep saying, oh, when the retail comes, and it's like, yeah, whatever. That's what we hear in the XRP side is when the volume comes back, blah blah blah. When the volume comes back, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, you got to make the volume. What the fuck you mean when the volume comes back? You have to make the volume happen. Who's gonna make the volume happen but you?
It's the volume wizard that comes out every 5 years, and he goes,
Fucking
volume return,
volume, volume. Like, what are we doing, bro?
and then every project and everything gets volume back in their market, and then like everybody gets wealthy and rich, and it's a great old time. We're
Bro, some
actually only
people,
2 years away from that happening again,
Yeah, it's
Wizard. So
crazy.
some
look
people see
forward
that
to
wolf.
2028 is when the Wizard's coming back, guys. So hold on to your bags
The
until then. Don't sell anything, you know.
Bro, you can't say that around me, bro. The Dojo Dog Wizards are gonna be like, see, everything is connected. Buy a wizard right now. Like they're gonna use this footage right now as their own advertisement
Get yourself a wizard gnome from the nibbles from the Frankie
from the
Nipples
nipples.
nibbles
Yeah.
with a B.
I was like,
But
what?
they do have nipples. They do have nipples if you're
Oh.
into that. You know?
No, not again. Not this week too. We
Wait,
can't. We can't.
oh, that's
repeat.
right. We did talk about nipples last week, bro. Like that was weird as fuck. Yeah,
They're gonna have the rumors are gonna start. The allegations.
allegations, fake allegations.
Catalyst and nipple plant.
Accusations.
Nah, man. I actually like that point that you guys made. Like, it's definitely very obviously Forex trading versus NFT or crypto meme trading and shit is different. But like, there is a level of influence in this market that you could, do certain things. At least, especially with like the NFC side of shit. So yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, and I think NFTs, when it comes to trading, becomes more comparable to Forex too. Whenever the NFT has a token attached to it, right? Like if it has a token attached to it, it's like a completely different community that you're dealing with, in my opinion. But even
Yep.
that like has gotten like completely shifted as well, because now a lot of NFTs are doing more like token work, like tokens like what are those type of tokens called,
Punk
bro?
strategy.
Yeah, strategy tokens. There you go. So like, it's like it's a little bit different because everything's kind of going back into the original community of the NFT. So it's like, I don't know. The whole model has changed really. Like the whole model of NFTs from like 21, 22, even 23, it's like completely different now from what I'm experiencing in 2026 as far as like NFTs. Even from projects that were around back then, and like they've adapted now to the new, I would say the new format of NFTs.
Yeah, yeah. The whole market's completely changed when it comes to that type of shit, like the culture, like the punk strategy token. Like I remember how controversial it used to be to have a token as an NFT collection.
Yeah.
Like it was only viewed as like a massive airdrop moment. That was like the sign that your project made it, right? Like, hey, our project made it. We launched a token. Everyone got a fuck ton of money from the airdrop. We're all rich. Let's retire. Yada yada yada. Lambos everywhere. Now it's like almost like a part of the grind for some of the communities. So
Yeah.
He said yada yada yada, Lambos everywhere. That's
I mean,
so
that's what it was
true.
like, though.
That's what it was like, man.
This space ran before it crawled, and it shows because everyone's like, "We're so successful. Look at us."
Let me rephrase that. Rented Lambos everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Rented Lambos everywhere.
I remember when you guys-
Turo was popping.
I remember when we were in Miami,
yachts
bro.
everywhere. Rented yachts everywhere.
You guys were telling me if you ever see like the Lambo that doesn't put their window down, it's because or something about the sticker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They can't put their window down because of the sticker.
Yeah.
You guys are telling me that. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, 90% of the Lambos you see in Miami are rented for sure.